Hello and welcome to another week here at Jackson School in our long distance learning. And I'm Mr. Blansett, and this week I wanted to remind you that we are finishing Stone Fox. Stone Fox has been a very emotional story and will be emotional for the rest of this week. Lots of things about caring and having empathy for other people. This is the week that we meet Stone Fox himself. He's a Native American, and he and his family had their land taken from them by the government. We'll see if little Willie meets him and has empathy for his situation, because remember, Willie is also afraid of the government taking the family farm from him. So they have a lot to have empathy for each other about. Let's see if it turns into a competition or if they identify with each other and help each other out. It'll be an interesting thing to see. We're also going to continue in Benchmark Advanced looking at how Earth changes. And one of those things we'll be looking at is volcanoes and taking a deeper look at a personal story. This is a primary resource, someone who was actually there when Mount Vesuvius erupted. We'll hear his story about what happened and how he experienced it. We'll also see some pictures that tell us about the people who lived there at the time and how they lived, and some very interesting things can be found in some of those captions. I also want you to be sure you look at the vocabulary, because that vocabulary will be important for you with reading, understanding better, and in science. Then we're going to move on and go to our Google Classroom for the time machine and take a look at how there have been major changes in Northern California at the beginning of the 1900s. During that time, there was a major earthquake, there were fires, there was a lot of immigration coming to Northern California, and a battle over resources. I want you to take a look at, too, some of the innovations that happened. So on Wednesday, we're going to be reading about cable cars and how the Cable Car Museum in Northern California can show you some of the neat stuff that's happened in the past and that will be happening in the future. Think about why we don't have cable cars out here. There's probably a good reason. We're also going to learn about John Muir. John Muir lived all over the world, and in Northern California and Southern California, he had a big influence. He didn't think that growth was something that was always positive. He understood that as population increased, we needed to work together to help preserve and protect California's natural beauty. A lot of the beautiful things you can see today and appreciate today of how California is happened to us, come to us because of what John Muir did. He worked hard to protect the natural beauty of California, and we get to see it. And it's our job to work hard today to protect that for future generations. We'll look at the word legacy and what John Muir's legacy was and how that legacy moves forward and is part of your responsibility too. Well, I hope you all had a good weekend and that this week is a good week and you learned lots of new things and you enjoy the wonderful world that surrounds you and have a great time. I miss you all. I care about you very much. Enjoy reading and have a wonderful, wonderful week.